the TSA decided to throw us a curveball and update their rules. Again, we're talking about changes that could mean the difference between breezing through security and getting stuck in line while your flight boards without you. Seriously, nobody wants to be that person. Alright, first up, let's talk about the tech. Remember those ancient times when we had to unpack our laptops like it was some sacred ritual? Well, the TSA is apparently trying to join us in the 21st century with these new AI-powered scanners. They're supposed to be able to see through everything in your bag, meaning your laptop, your liquids, all that good stuff. It can all stay put. Sounds like a dream, right? But here's the catch. Not every airport has these magical scanners yet. So before you rock up to the airport thinking you're about to live in a tech utopia, do yourself a favor and check if your airport is on the cool kids list. Okay, so you know the 311 rule, right? The one where your entire toiletry bag has to fit into those tiny little Ziploc baggies? Yeah, that one. Well, get ready for a plot twist. The TSA is still clinging onto this rule like it's their firstborn, but there's a glimmer of hope. Some airports, and again, it's a big some, are now rocking these fancy new CT scanners. Think of it like an X-ray machine on steroids. With these bad boys, you might be able to get away with bringing slightly larger liquids. But before you go celebrating like you've won the lottery, there are still rules. The liquids have to be in these special TSA-approved containers. Alright, let's talk about something that's near and dear to my heart: protein powder. I mean, a guy's gotta get his gains in even when he's traveling, right? But apparently the TSA isn't as enthusiastic about protein powder as I am. Word on the street is, they're cracking down on powdered substances. If it's over 12 ounces, there's a good chance it's going to get flagged for extra screening. Listen, we all love our gadgets, our phones, our laptops, our cameras. They're basically extensions of ourselves these days, right? And to keep those bad boys juiced up on the go, most of us rely on battery packs. But guess what? The TSA has decided to make our lives just a little bit harder with some new rules about these portable powerhouses. So, the good news is you can still bring them in your carry-on. That's a win, right? But, you knew there was going to be a but. There are some serious limitations on the size and type of battery you can bring. Basically, if your battery pack is over 100 watt-hours, you're going to need special permission from the airline. So before you pack that monster battery pack that could jumpstart a small car, check the rules and maybe consider downsizing. Let's be real. Airport food is basically a rip-off. I mean, who wants to pay $10 for a soggy sandwich that tastes like sadness? So it's only natural to want to pack your own snacks. The good news is, solid foods are generally cool. So pack those sandwiches, chips, protein bars, whatever keeps you fueled up and ready to conquer that travel day. But when it comes to liquids and gels, things get a little trickier. Remember that magical 311 rule we talked about? Yeah, it applies to food too. Okay, let's talk about something that actually makes airport security a little less painful. TSA PreCheck. If you haven't signed up for this yet, seriously, what are you waiting for? It's like the VIP line for airport security. No more awkwardly stripping down to your socks and belt. No more frantically unpacking your entire life at the security checkpoint. With PreCheck, you get to keep your shoes on, your laptop in your bag, and your dignity intact. It's worth every penny to avoid the stress of regular security lines. Listen, when it comes to medication, we gotta stay on top of the rules. Nobody wants to be that person who gets their meds confiscated at security. So here's the deal. Prescription medications are good to go, even if they're over that dreaded 3.4-ounce liquid limit. But here's the catch. You gotta keep them in their original packaging, with the prescription label clearly visible. And it's always a good idea to declare your medications to the TSA agent when you're going through security. Alright, let's talk about smart luggage. You know, those futuristic suitcases with built-in chargers, GPS trackers, and enough tech to make a Silicon Valley exec drool? They sound pretty awesome, right? But before you invest in a suitcase that's smarter than you are, there are a few things you need to know. First up, batteries. Most smart luggage has lithium-ion batteries, which are the same kind that power our phones and laptops. And guess what? The TSA has some rules about those. If your smart luggage has a removable battery, you're good to go. Just take it out before you check your bag and carry it on with you. Listen, our furry friends are part of the family, and sometimes that means taking them on our adventures. But traveling with pets can be a whole other level of airport chaos, especially with the TSA's ever-changing rules. One of the newest additions to the TSA's pet policy is separate screening for pet food. Yep, you heard that right. That bag of kibble you carefully packed? It's getting its own trip through the X-ray machine, so make sure it's easily accessible in your carry-on, because you don't want to be digging through your bag for dog food, while a line of impatient travelers glares at you. But here's a glimmer of good news. Some airports are now offering express pet screening lines. These dedicated lines are designed to make the screening process smoother and less stressful for both you and your four-legged friend. Alright, let's talk about everyone's favorite travel companion, alcohol. I mean, a little mini bottle of something strong can make those long flights a little more bearable, right? But before you start packing your carry-on like a mobile bar cart, let's break down the TSA's rules on flying with booze. First things first, mini bottles are still allowed in your carry-on as long as they're 3.4 ounces or less and fit snugly in your quart-sized baggie of liquids. But remember, just because you can bring it doesn't mean you can drink it on the plane. Cracking open your own stash is a big no-no and could land you in some serious hot water with the flight attendants. Listen, we all want to feel safe when we're traveling, especially in unfamiliar places. But when it comes to self-defense items, the TSA's stance is pretty clear. Don't even think about bringing them in your carry-on. Pepper spray, stun guns, even those self-defense keychains, they're all a big no-go. The TSA sees these items as potential security threats and won't hesitate to confiscate them if you try to sneak them through. Alright, vapors, listen up. The TSA's rules about e-cigarettes and vaping devices can be a little hazy, so let's clear the air. First things first. Yes, you can bring your vape on a plane, but you knew there was a but coming, right? There are some rules. First off, your vape has to travel in your carry-on. The TSA is super strict about batteries and checked luggage, and since most vapes have lithium-ion batteries, they're a no-go in the cargo hold. Look, I get it. Sometimes cash is king. But when you're flying, carrying large amounts of cash can raise some eyebrows with the TSA. Now, the TSA won't confiscate your hard-earned money, but they might flag you for additional questioning if you're carrying a suspicious amount. And by suspicious, I mean anything over $10,000. They're required to report large cash transactions to law enforcement. So don't be surprised if you get a few extra questions about your travel plans and the source of your funds. Alright, let's talk about something that's a little Big Brother-ish: facial recognition technology. Yep, you heard that right. Some airports are now using facial recognition software at security checkpoints to verify passengers' identities. The idea is to speed up the screening process and make it more secure. But let's be real. Not everyone is comfortable with the idea of their face being scanned and stored in a government database. And the good news is, you can opt out of facial recognition at most airports. Just be prepared for a slightly longer screening process, as TSA agents will need to manually verify your identity. Listen, we all love our gadgets. Our laptops, our cameras, our drones, they're our prized possessions. But when you're traveling, these expensive toys can become prime targets for theft or damage. So how do you keep your tech safe while you're on the go? First things first, never check your valuable electronics. Keep them in your carry-on, where you can keep a close eye on them. And when you're going through security, make sure your electronics are easily accessible. So, there you have it. The TSA's latest and greatest attempts to keep us on our toes. Look, I know airport security can be a pain, but the more you know about the rules, the smoother your travel experience will be. Did any of these new rules surprise you? Let me know in the comments below. Safe travels, everyone! We've all been there, scrambling to fit everything into a carry-on, only to have it snatched away at the gate, or getting hit with ridiculous baggage fees we didn't see coming. The battle for overhead bin space is real, and the frustration of packing light but still being forced to check a bag is enough to ruin the start of any trip. But what if I told you that you could board any flight stress-free, avoid all baggage fees, and never fight for bin space again, just by using a simple strategy? In today's video, I'm going to reveal the smartest, most effective packing hacks that frequent travelers swear by to fit everything they need into just a personal item bag. And stick around till the end, because I'll share a little-known trick that will make your flight more comfortable. Before we dive into the packing techniques, let's break down the 3 biggest carry-on travel pitfalls that you to watch out for. 1. Hidden carry-on fees. Airlines are getting sneakier. Many used to allow a free carry-on suitcase with your economy ticket. But now, several major carriers have quietly stripped that away. If you don't want to pay extra, you're often limited to just a personal item. But don't worry, I'll show you how to maximize that space. 2. Forced gate check-ins. Even if you pay for a carry-on, there's no guarantee you'll actually get to keep it with you. If the overhead bins fill up, flight attendants will force you to check your bag at the gate, meaning you'll have to wait for it at baggage claim. Or worse, risk it getting lost or delayed. 3. The gate lice epidemic. If you don't know what this means, consider yourself lucky. It's the term for passengers who crowd around the boarding gate way too early, desperate to claim bin space before it's gone. Not only does this cause chaos, but some airlines are even cracking down, sending impatient travelers back to the line if they try to board too soon. So what's the solution? Ditch the carry-on suitcase altogether and travel with just a personal item bag. It fits under your seat, meaning no gate checks, no overhead bin fights, and no unexpected fees. But how do you pack into such a small space? Let's get into the game-changing strategies that make it possible. This method isn't just efficient, it's fun to do. The Army roll, also called the military roll, lets you take bulky items like jeans or sweaters and compress them into tight space-saving bundles. Here's how it works. Lay your clothing item flat and smooth out any wrinkles. Fold up about 3 inches of the waistband or hem to create a little pocket. Roll the item tightly from the opposite end. Once it's completely rolled, take that pocket you created and flip it over the roll to secure everything in place. It's like a self-contained burrito of clothing that won't unravel in your bag. You can do this with everything from t-shirts to jackets. And the best part, it saves of space. Now that you have all your clothes Army rolled, don't just toss them straight into your bag. Instead, use compression packing cubes. These special cubes come with an extra zipper that lets you squeeze out all the excess air, making your clothes even smaller. It's kind of like vacuum sealing your wardrobe without needing a pump. You'll be amazed at how much extra room this one trick gives you. And speaking of space saving, most travelers overpack because they don't plan their outfits smartly. Instead of bringing multiple pairs of jeans, bulky sweaters, and shoes you'll never wear, focus on versatile mix-and-match outfits. Stick to neutral colors so every top matches every bottom. Choose lightweight, wrinkle-resistant fabrics because nobody wants to iron on vacation. Wear your bulkiest items on the plane, like a hoodie or a jacket, so they don't take up space in your bag. A great trick is to pack one pair of comfortable, all-purpose pants that work for both casual sightseeing and a nice dinner. Many travelers make the mistake of using a tiny tote bag as their personal item. But did you know that most airlines allow something much bigger? Check your airline's exact dimensions for personal items. Use a full-sized backpack or a duffel bag that meets those size limits. Choose a bag that opens like a suitcase so you can pack more efficiently. I personally love using the Nomad Lane bento bag. It's compact, but holds a ton of stuff and still fits under the seat. Gap 3S. Now let's dive into the ultimate packing list to ensure you never forget an essential item again. From toiletries to tech gadgets, we've got you covered. Start with your toiletries: toothbrush, toothpaste, travel-size shampoo, and conditioner. Don't forget your skincare essentials and any medications you might need. For tech, pack your phone charger, a portable battery pack, and any adapters necessary for your destination. Also, consider bringing a small first aid kit for emergencies. With this list, you'll be prepared for any situation, making your travel experience smooth and stress-free. Gap 3S. Discover space-saving folding techniques that will help you fit more into your carry-on. Learn how to fold clothes efficiently and maximize your luggage space. Start with the basic fold for t-shirts. Lay the shirt flat, fold in the sides, and roll from the bottom up. For pants, fold them in half lengthwise, then roll tightly from the waist down. For bulkier items like sweaters, use the military roll technique by folding the sleeves in, folding the sweater in half, and rolling tightly. These techniques will help you make the most out of every inch of your luggage, ensuring you can pack everything you need without the bulk. Try these tips on your next trip and see the difference for yourself. Gap 3S. Let's dive into some essential travel gadgets that can make your journey smoother. First up, portable chargers. A dead phone is a traveler's nightmare, but with a high-capacity portable charger, you'll never run out of juice. Next, noise-canceling headphones. These are a game-changer for blocking out engine noise and chatty passengers, letting you enjoy your music or movies in peace. Another must-have is a universal travel adapter, ensuring you can plug in your devices no matter where you are in the world. And don't forget a compact, lightweight luggage scale to avoid those pesky, overweight baggage fees. These gadgets are small investments that pay off big time in comfort and convenience. Pack them on your next trip and experience the difference. Gap 3S. One of the biggest challenges travelers face is packing for different climates. But don't worry, we've got you covered. If you're heading to a tropical paradise, think light and breathable fabrics. Pack a few swimsuits, lightweight dresses or shorts, and don't forget a wide-brimmed hat and plenty of sunscreen. For those snowy mountain adventures, layers are your best friend. Start with thermal base layers, followed by insulating mid-layers, and top it off with a waterproof and windproof jacket. Don't forget your gloves, hat, and a good pair of boots. And for those unpredictable destinations where the weather can change in a heartbeat, opt for versatile pieces that can be layered or worn alone. Think a lightweight rain jacket, a cozy scarf, and a mix of short and long sleeves. With these tips, you'll be prepared for any weather condition, ensuring a comfortable and enjoyable trip. Now for the tip that'll make flying so much better. You know how your personal item bag has to be under the seat for takeoff and landing? Well, once you're in the air, pull it back behind your legs instead of leaving it under the seat. This gives you extra room to stretch out and makes a huge difference on long flights. And that's it. With these strategies, army rolling, compression cubes, outfit planning, and maximizing your bag space, you'll be able to travel with just a personal item without sacrificing anything. If you found this helpful, hit that subscribe button for more travel hacks every week. And before you go, check out this video where I break down more packing secrets to make your next trip stress-free. See you in the next one.